Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 2. She's probably dead. Either way, in the last part we did some more exploring around the RPD and now we're gonna do more of the same really. And we want to stop off at this room first. We couldn't get here until we cooled off that helicopter last part. An armored stone statue. The stand reads, "Turnus the Brave revives with 2 lights. This is what we need those red jewels for. Hence why I got them, towards the end of last part. So let's put them in and see what happens. Not the most obscure umbrella puzzle. And we also get the diamond key here, which isn't really used much, but we want to get it all the same. And you want to get those red stones because you get a blue stone. Brew stone, yes, I am suddenly English. You might recall that we got a serpent plate last part. The blue stone is one of those kind of stones, only it's split in 2, so our key hunt just got elongated by another 12 minutes. And if you investigate the door right next to where the helicopter's head is, you'll learn that you can't get in there because, well, the crash has made it impossible to open. So, that's another path we'll have to take eventually. Also, you might be noticing a trend here. A lot of this game's videos are going to be upwards of a half hour just due to how I set my path out. Thankfully, because of such, the game isn't very long. I think Claire A is only 7 parts long, but that's still a good amount of stuff. Though, if I recall correctly, in terms of in-game timer, cutscenes don't count, so that's interesting. Either way, a bit more Resident Evil 1.5 trivia. The zombies were actually going to be a bit more gruesome looking. Like, some of them would continue to crawl towards the player, even if their bodies below the waist were severed, which is actually possible in this game, but it's extremely rare. Some zombies could grab characters, well no, they still can grab characters, sorry, that's me misspeaking. Zombies could climb on and off ledges to get up from crawling, and that's an interesting thing, because that would have means that there would be pretty much no safe spots from them. By the way, handgun bullets on this dead body. There are also more types of zombies, like fat zombies and multiple female skins instead of just the one. Which, mind you, this game already does better than Resident Evil 1. There's like 3 different police types, so that's nice. Either way, this guy's here. And you might remember a file we found back in part 1. And at the end it said 2236. That is this safe combination, which gets us acid rounds, which is my favorite kind of round for the grenade launcher. And the police station map. Maps are not horribly useful in this game. I'm going to show one off here. But they still show you where you are, where you have been, where you haven't been, so they're pretty useful. Either way, still, with the amount of zombie skins this game has, it's still better than Resident Evil 1, where there were like, what, 2 or 3? Now, let me think. Normal zombie, reddish puker zombie, and naked. That's it, I think. In this room, you don't really have to kill many of the zombies. I just killed ones that were directly in my path. There is that guy on the ground there who is alive still, but I just decided to avoid him. But yeah, grenade launchers are very useful in this upcoming room, by the way. I recommend you have some rounds left. Because there are a lot of zombies in here. Also, fun fact, in Resident Evil 1.5, there were some unused enemies that never made it into the final version. A human spider hybrid, which I believe some amount also almost made it into Resident Evil 0. And it looks like it would have been pretty gruesome, but if I recall, it was replaced by the liquor. And infected gorillas, which would eventually make it into Resident Evil 0. Which would have been interesting, though they probably would have been really annoying and fast and reminds me of the Eliminators from 0, and I hated those things. Mind you, 0 was not the best Resident Evil as a whole. It had some interesting ideas, but they just were not done very well. Either way, we're actually in a room just next to the main hall, but you're going to want to keep this place in mind for later, because we'll be going down the hallway to my right, eventually. And now we're back in the main hall. Let's see, what do I do? Actually, what am I doing next? I actually don't remember. Let me see, what else can I talk about? Oh, that's right, Resident Evil 1.5 actually had a really wide range of weapons. Like, Leon would have had hand grenades to replace the grenade launcher. There were different models of shotguns. There was also, there was just a lot of stuff that didn't make it in, and I really should check out the, fan-made fishbowl version, although I think it's still in development, of 1.5 to see what they do with it, because there was some really interesting stuff they could have done with that. Mind you, I'm still glad we got what we did, because I absolutely love Resident Evil 2 on the whole, but still. You know, part of me wishes, by the way, that since Leon and Claire had that radio, if very often at random times they just tried to check in on each other, you know what I mean? Kind of like how Brad would back in Resident Evil 1. I mean, they do talk on the radio throughout the game, don't get me wrong, but I mean, just like random intervals, they'll check in on each other to see if they're still alive. But that's just me thinking on the writing aspect, but which, mind you, in terms of gameplay or story segregation, Resident Evil is kind of at. Because one bite from any of these zombies should technically be a game over, but because gameplay, we survive. Alright, this room kind of sucks because there's like 5 zombies in this really close quarter space. Thankfully, the bowgun, if you're close enough, is almost always a one-hit kill, if not just a shitload of damage. More often than not, you can tell when you kill a zombie as well, not only by the pool of blood, but by certain groans. It's not always a guaranteed kill. Sometimes they're just lying down, faking death, or they're just down at all. But if they groan, I'd say that's maybe a 60% chance that they're dead, which is better than most. And oh god, I just made a rookie mistake there. Don't reload outside of the pause screen unless you know you'll survive. Because first off, you can't get damage while on the pause screen. Secondly, it just takes less time, I think. Oh great, another film. I should note that I'm only showing off a lot of the documents in the first scenario. A lot of them, because in the second scenario, a lot of them are just repeats. So, yeah. Oh, and hey, a plastic bomb. Strange, but now all I need now to destroy the wall being blocked by the helicopter is a detonator. Yeah, that's another one of our main term goals for right now is to destroy that wall, which will be getting done fairly quickly, actually, because there's not much to this part. Either way, now that we have that film, let's go develop that, see what it is. And while I'm on the way there, I do actually have one specific memory about Resident Evil 2. Back when I used to play a lot of Minecraft. Well, first up, let's develop that film, see what it is. Film A. Code G Human Body Experiment, September 15th, 3:24 p.m. Huh. Anyway, as I was saying, I have distinct memories at one point of downloading an adventure map for Resident Evil, for Minecraft back when I used to play that a lot, back in like 7th, 8th grade, of an entire Resident Evil 2 map. It was more or less the RPD and the other areas of the game, mostly. I don't think the last area was in there. On Minecraft, and for the most part, it was actually pretty solid and faithful recreation. I was actually kind of impressed by it back then. Though, Minecraft on the whole, if you know what to do and how to build stuff, you can do a lot of really cool stuff. I don't play it much anymore, but that's just because I kind of played it for like 2,000 hours. Well, not 2,000 hours, probably a good 300-400, and just kind of got bored with it after I did everything I could, really. Ah, that person's missing a head. Oh, hey, Marvin! Poor Marvin. He's dead now. Again. But the detonator's right here, so that's pretty quickly. Well, we found that pretty quickly. If I believe, Marvin turning into a zombie is a cutscene that's not always there. I think it depends on how long you take to get here or something. Or maybe it's an order of operations thing. Memo to Leon. To Leon S. Kennedy, congratulations on your assignment to the RCPD. We all look forward to having you as part of our team and promise to take good care of you. Welcome aboard from all the guys at the RPD. Oh, that's kind of sad, because if I recall, Leon got here late. He would have been in the zombie apocalypse if he wasn't late, like he was drinking out with buddies or something. Either way, now that we have that detonator, we can combine it with the plastic explosive to get some C4. And now we unlock that, so now we have access to the room where Marvin died at any point. Mind you, I don't think you ever have to go in there again. No, I don't think I ever do, so, yeah. Now that we have that plastic explosive, let's go take care of that wall. and give these zombies a grim reminder. I just made a reference that I don't usually make because I just felt like it. Booyah. I really should catch up on Attack on Titan, actually, because I haven't read it in a while. Mind you, I think it has a lot more problems than people give it credit for. I have a lot of issues with it, especially in terms of pacing. But either way, I won't get too far into that. Let's see, let's make some basic inventory changes, like first off, putting the bullets back in. I do recommend with Claire that you save as many of your grenade rounds as possible, but if you want to, just bring the handgun along whenever you need to. The only reason I have the bowgun is because you don't get much ammo for it at this point, so might as well just take everything I can and use it, right? Either way, this wall is about to go bye-bye, though it's very specific about where it has to be placed. And that won't attract any zombies at all. It doesn't, actually, if I recall, so that's kind of strange. Either way, I wonder what's past here. A door. Who knew? Oh, this looks like a nice office. Alright, what we got? Oh my.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought you were another one of those zombies.
Are you Chief Irons?
Yes, that's me. And just who are you? No, don't bother telling me. It makes no difference. You'll end up just like all the others. That's the mayor's daughter. I was told to look after her, but I failed miserably. Just look at her. She was a true beauty. Her skin nothing short of perfection. But it will soon putrefy and she will turn into a zombie within the hour like all the others.
There must be some way to stop it.
In a manner of speaking, there is. Either by putting a bullet through her brain, or by decapitating her completely. And to think that taxidermy used to be my hobby. But no longer. Please. I'd really like to be alone now.
Meet Chief Irons. If I recall, he actually had a much larger role in the original Resident Evil 1.5. He's... well, you'll find out eventually. Also, this is a very ominous hallway for some reason. I never really thought about that. That place is really unusually ominous. No music at all. Huh. Odd. Is someone there? Oh, there's a light switch. Let's turn that on. Oh, hey, a document. Cool. Secretary's Diary B. June 8th. As I was straightening up the chief's room, he burst through the room with a fierce look on his face. It had been only 2 months since I've started working here, but that's the second time I've seen him like this. The last time was when I bumped into that statue, only this time he looked more agitated than ever. I seriously thought he was going to hurt me for a moment. June 15th. I finally discovered what the chief has been hiding all along. If he finds out that I know, my life will be in serious danger. It's getting late already. I'm just going to have to take this one day at a time. And then she probably died. Oh well.
Wait.
Let me go!
Easy, easy there. I'm not a zombie. You're safe now. Leon, come in. I found the girl, and I've cleared the wreckage that was blocking the corridor.
Got it.
My name's Claire. What's yours?
Sherry.
Do you know where your parents are?
They both work at the Umbrella Chemical Plant, near the city limits.
The chemical plant? Then what are you doing here?
My mom called and told me to go to the police station because it was too dangerous to stay at home.
From the look of things, I'd say she was probably right. But it's dangerous here as well. You'd better come with me.
But there's something out there. I don't know what it is, but I saw it. Much larger than any of those zombies. And it's coming after me.
What was that?
That's what I was telling you about. It's here.
Sherry, wait!
Well, that sounded foreboding. But yeah, that's Sherry. She was actually one of the partner characters Elza would have had in Resident Evil 1.5. And if I recall, Sherry's voice actor hasn't done too much. Well, actress, technically. Let's see. Yeah, Lisa Yamanaka. If I recall, she's the only Asian voice actor in the dub, too, of the English version. Yeah, that's right. She was Erica on Metabots. That's about it in terms of, well, she was also Wanda on Magic School Bus. But not much big stuff. At least I liked Metabots as a kid.
Chief?
If I recall, Chief Irons is more or less the same, too. A lot of the voice actors only did their one thing. By the way, I think there's handgun bullets behind the desk. Oh, a diary. Also, let's push this. And here's our main goal. This is what we need those plates for. The sacrifice dies by the claw of the jaguar, its blood forms a serpent that poisons the earth, and eagle glistens bathed in blood, and the gateway of doom will open. That's what we need those plates for. Chief's diary. September 23rd. It's all over. Those imbeciles from Umbrella have finally done it. Despite all the promises, they've ruined my town. Soon the streets will be infested with zombies. I mean, I think that I might even be infected myself. I'll kill everyone in town if this turns out to be true. Well, good to see he doesn't have anger issues. September 24th. I was successful in spreading confusion among the police as planned. I made sure that no one from the outside will come to help. With the delays in police actions, no one will have the chance to escape my city alive. I've seen to it personally that all escape routes from the inside have been cut off as well. There are several survivors still attempting to escape to the lower levels, but I'll make sure no one gets out. September 26th. I've had a change of heart about the remaining survivors inside the precinct. I've decided to hunt them down myself. I shot Ed in the back of the heart less than an hour ago. I watched him writhe in pain upon the floor in a pool of his own blood. The expression on his face was positively exquisite. He died with his eyes wide open, staring up at me. It was beautiful. I wonder if the mayor's daughter's still alive. I let her escape so I can enjoy hunting her down later. I'm going to enjoy my new trophy. Yes, forever frozen forever in the pose I choose to give her. Well, he's definitely not a good person. Oh, boy. So, we should probably try to avoid Chief Irons from here on out. Call it a hunch. Either way, we did get that new precinct key so we can access a new area of the police station, which we're heading towards right now. Though if I recall, the heart key has the least amount of uses in the game. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because Capcom thinks love is dead. Well, love is over. That's the reference. Let's see. Resident Evil 2, voiced by Gary Crawford. Oh no, he's actually done more than one thing. He was also the voice of Robert Kendo from earlier in the game, the guy who got mauled in the first store. Let's see. What has he done that's big, though? He was Mr. Lion in Franklin. And he was Thanos in the Silver Surfer series, so, yeah. Also, I would possibly think about saving these herbs here for later, when we're about to put those plates into that painting back in the Chief's office, but I decided against it because I've been taking a lot of damage as Claire. To put it bluntly, I have not been having the best playthrough. Mind you, out of all 4 scenarios that are possible, Leon A, Claire B, Claire A, Leon B, I think Claire A is the second hardest next to Claire B, honestly. Because her arsenal is just not fit for a lot of the stuff that the game tries to throw at you. It's more fit for a lot of the stuff in Scenario A, I'll give it that, but her Scenario B is hell. Oh, I hear pitter-patters. Time for the Cerberuses to return. More zombie dogs. Thankfully in this game, though, they're not that bad. Because first off, there's very few of them in the game. I think there's only a total of like 4 or 5 total. That was redundant. And a lot of them go down pretty quickly with bowgun bolts. You know they're dead when they yelp, by the way. That, and for the most part, they don't run as fast as they did in Resident Evil 1. Plus, the more overall open level design might help with that as well. So, Nothing too bad. Though, if you pathetically miss like that, it kind of sucks. Depth perception is a thing this game has some issues with. The bow gun, if I recall, would actually return in Code Veronica, but they changed it slightly. You could fill it with as much ammo as you had, but it didn't spread the bolts out. They all shot forward in a straight line. And even then it was one at a time. Though it was still a much better weapon than the handgun at that point, honestly. Mind you, Code Veronica is easily the hardest classic game. And has the most stupid stuff in it. Either way, we are now in the basement of the RPD, which has one of the more important puzzles of the game. It's completely optional, though. You have to come over here and get power back. Reserve power control panel. Power can be routed to areas with insufficient power using these 5 switches. Using all the power may cause a short and cut the power supply. It's a switch. When we move it up, this is pretty simple. What the switches do is that they move the current a different way. If you press the switch up, it adds 36 to the total. If you push the switch down, it subtracts 14. You have to get it exactly at 80. There are a couple ways you can do this. I know up, down, up works, but I usually do up, up, down, up. As long as you have 3 ups and 2 downs, I think you're more or less good, but don't quote me on that. And that makes that door available for opening, the arm storage, which was one of the documents mentioned last part. But we won't be going there for a bit because we don't have the item that allows us to enter it yet. As I show off here. And there's a parking lot that way, which has a green herb in it, but we can't do anything over there as Claire, really. The herb's all that's there, I believe. I think Claire actually goes outside the RPD more than Leon will ever, though. Because there's this room, which I almost always forget is there. And for some reason, there's Cerberus in this room, but they don't get down here until later. I believe what they're implied to do is, like, get around the fence or jump over it or some shit like that. And now there's this save room. And then I got distracted by eating. Sorry about that. And there's not much we really want to do with this save room. I just want to store that herb, and that's about it, really. Well, actually, no, I do want to bring the handgun back out. That's right. Because we're getting really low on bowgun bolts, and I don't have many more enemies I want to kill with them left at this point. Alright, let's see what's next.
Sherry, I've been looking everywhere for you. I was so worried. We've got to go now, honey, okay? If we stay here, that monster will find us. Let's go.
No, I won't.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
It's not that, Claire. It's because of my daddy. He's over there. I heard him call my name. Daddy must have been attacked by the monsters. I have to help him.
Wait, Sherry, don't go alone. Sherry! Sherry!
Well, now we're playing as Sherry. And Sherry has no real defensive measures. I think she has a first aid spray on her, but that's about it. Though to compensate for that, I think she has the highest health out of anyone in the game. More than Claire, more than Leon, more than anyone else. And to compensate for that as well, this area only has 2 Cerberuses, which really don't like me this playthrough, admittedly, but better than nothing, you know? Or is it 3 Cerberus? I don't know. Either way, the dogs, I don't care, because they're honestly the hardest enemies in Resident Evil 1 to avoid. Also, there's a map on that wall I completely forget about. Either way, this next puzzle is a Resident Evil tradition. You might even remember a similar one from Resident Evil 1. Block pushing. Yay. What we have to do here is you may have seen that switch I walked next to on the top platform. Pressing that will cause this area to flood with water. However, these boxes will float on top of the water. In order to get to the right side of the room where there's a key for us, we need to push these blocks into a certain position. It's pretty easy. Also, Sherry climbs so slowly because she's a short little girl. And this box is being really specific for some reason. Odd. Resident Evil 2 rather, does have some of those issues every now and then where things are a bit specific, but I don't blame the game on the whole because PlayStation, which, while admittedly bad programming, it should never be excused, it has aged. Though I still think the worst PlayStation game I've ever played is probably Overblood. Because good lord, Overblood was bad. Well, it was a bad Resident Evil clone, that is. I played probably worse games that I just can't remember because they were boring. Like Galarians. Ugh, Galarians was not that good. The sequel wasn't bad, though. And now we can access the area on the right. And over here we get our prize, the club key. Which is, I think, the only thing we really need to get is Sherry. But with that, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 4 of Resident Evil 2 Claire A, we will be continuing on as Sherry and hopefully getting back to Claire so we can actually have weapons. See you guys then.